It's my vibrator, but I just put it in my... Don't do this to me. Are you serious?
Surprised and shocked, this woman is caught in an act where lines of moral and liberty
And
fade.
it's covered up, and I just had an orgasm.
As the arrest goes on, she is broken in shame.
I swear to God, I was sitting in the water. Nobody saw it.
But who knew? As the woman walked in custody, the story was to take a much darker turn.
You do not believe this was handled correctly and the police should not have been called?
No, because look what it led to. Somebody taking their life.
The gray case of Christina Revels-Glick, which started when the 34-year-old was arrested for bringing herself to a very quick orgasm using a vibrator at Tybee Island near Savannah, Georgia.
Can we speak to you for a second? We'll get you over there. Somebody's doing something you weren't
I
supposed to be
didn't.
doing.
No, that's not true. It's my vibrator, but I just put it in my... I was sitting on the beach. I was sitting on the water like this, and I just put it in there, and it was covered up, and I just had an orgasm.
Officers from the Tybee Island Police Department arrived on the beach in the afternoon of July 1st, 2021. A citizen had contacted the police, claiming that a woman had repeatedly strolled by their family tent before finally stopping a short distance in front of it. The caller said that the lady began touching herself after laying a towel down on the sand, saying she could hear her moaning. As you will witness ahead, the woman in question, whom the officers inquired to be named Christina Revels-Glick, initially gave the impression that she didn't know what they were talking about. But when faced with the accusations made against her, she began to explain what she was doing and attempted to justify her misdemeanor.
Can we speak to you for a second? We'll get you over there. They saw you doing something you weren't
I
supposed to be
didn't.
doing.
No, that's not true.
Apparently you're masturbating on the beach.
The situation escalated as police requested to search her bag, and Christina reportedly admitted to using a vibrator as a means of stress relief. The exchange, captured on police body camera footage, revealed a mix of agitation, denial, and a desperate attempt to de-escalate the situation.
You did have a vibrator.
But I just put it in my... Listen, I was sitting on the water, and I just had an orgasm.
Despite her efforts to explain that it was a private act and that she felt stressed, she was taken into custody and faced charges of indecent exposure and disorderly conduct.
I swear to God, I was sitting in the water. Nobody saw it.
If nobody saw them, they wouldn't have called, right?
Don't do this to me. Are you serious?
Family saw it. They had kids.
What? Are you?
That's
There
why they
was
called.
nobody around me.
So
Ridiculous. What am I being arrested for?
A thorough search of her bag gave slight insights into her private life, as a bottle of pills, along with other things, was found from within.
I still that in the bag. She said there's a vibrator in there. Yeah, she says
The subsequent developments in the case took a tragic turn. Christina, facing public shaming and the stigma associated with the incident, was found dead 8 months after her arrest from a gunshot wound to the head in her rented apartment in Hinesville, Georgia. The impact of the incident and the subsequent public attention are suggested to have contributed to her downward spiral and tragic end. A family friend, speaking about Christina's life, mentioned that she had experienced a tumultuous period marked by legal troubles, a wild lifestyle, and an association with a bad crowd involving substances like alcohol and drugs. For example, 2018 saw her arrested a few times. She was charged with auto theft and frequent public intoxication citations. Before the 2018 arrests, her life lacked stability. She had 2 sons with different men, a 19-year-old from a past relationship and a 15-year-old from a marriage that ended in divorce in 2015. Despite the official divorce occurring in 2015, the marriage had deteriorated long before that. Only 6 months after the birth of the 15-year-old, Christina departed from the family home to embark on her individual life journey, leaving the child in the care of his father. The friend highlighted the challenges Christina faced, but also acknowledged aspects of her previous life, including a period where she had a good life, drove a BMW, and had a nice house. Over the years, she maintained minimal contact with her children and their fathers. However, there was a notable occasion when she and her then-husband rekindled their relationship. Following a period spent in jail, her husband took her back, though her behavior remained unpredictable. Fast forward to 2020, Christina successfully carved out a new life for herself. She resided in a property in Hinesville, Georgia, where numerous men were frequently observed. Christina also worked at a strip club. Her landlord remarked she was consistently pleasant to talk to, always wearing a smile. She greeted our kids whenever she entered or exited the premises. Notably, she consistently paid her rent on time, making her a model tenant in that regard. On March 19, 2022, the landlady, Felicity Rollins, contacted the police to request a welfare check on Christina. This was prompted by Christina missing her latest rent payment, and Felicity being unable to reach her for a couple of weeks. When the police arrived, they reported that they had made negative contact and subsequently left. It's important to note that, at this point, authorities did not consider Christina a vulnerable adult, and no reports were suggesting she could be in danger, limiting the actions the police could take. Over the next 12 days, Felicity persistently attempted to contact Christina without success. On the 31st of March 2022, Felicity and her boyfriend decided to enter the property themselves, realizing it was necessary to investigate the situation. It was during this intervention that a horrifying discovery was made. When Felicity's family friend, Gareth White, came into the apartment, he immediately sensed something was wrong. The smell alone told him that someone had passed away. Sadly, it was Christina, lying on the floor, decomposing for about a month. Detectives investigated and concluded that she took her own life. Still, some people connected to the incident doubt this and want the police to consider the possibility of murder. Felicity, overwhelmed by the situation, asked her sister, Whitney Phillips, to take charge. When Whitney entered the apartment, she noticed blood in every room and other signs suggesting foul play. She wondered why there were unopened packages and items for the apartment, as if Christina was still expecting to do things. Whitney questioned why Christina would order things for the house and continue paying bills if she was planning to end her life. She couldn't sleep well for a week after seeing the apartment's unsettling scene. She observed marks on the walls and carpet, indicating Christina may have been panicking and trying to escape, raising doubts about the official story. Jonathan Johnson and his wife Jasmine, who lived downstairs, also believed that Christina might have been murdered. According to the Johnsons, they witnessed what they thought was the actual murder, but chose not to get involved because they weren't certain. They suggested that a man Ashley had been seeing should be questioned by the police, as they believed he might be responsible for Christina's death. In Jonathan's words, "I think that guy killed her. There was a lot of noise that one night, and then we never saw or heard from her again. I suggested calling the police, but sometimes you're not sure if getting involved might put you at risk too. That guy was always around, and his car was parked there that night. When we came out the next day, it was gone. That night, there was also a lot of heavy walking and movement, but after that, it was just silent up there. It's been more than a year since the police made the decision. We can't be sure if they will ever change their theory and look into the chance that Christina was murdered. However, at least for now, they don't believe she was." The incident and its aftermath raise important questions about the intersection of mental health, legal issues, public perception, and the potential consequences of public shaming. It's a tragic reminder of the complexities individuals face, the importance of empathy in dealing with sensitive matters, and the need for mental health support. In an era where social media and instant communication can amplify events, even a relatively minor incident can quickly escalate into a public spectacle. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts about this incident in the comments below.